Looks good.
Okay, so for people who don't know Candid, so we're building a 437 compatible mobile wallet, and you're seeing here my emulator. The wallet should be available both on iOS and Android. It supports. um it does support recovery contacts, similar to Argent Guardian. So basically, you can go to a security tab and then add a recovery contract. You can add essentially any Ethereum wallet on the same network. We're not going to be supporting email because we use a service called Magic Link, and the experience so far we cannot fully control. So we decided not to go with email. In production, we're going to be supporting family and friends, and another tab that says hardware wallet, but essentially it's the same. You just input an address, and we make sure to clarify that the address is on the same chain. I can show you an idea. I can here add a MetaMask, and I'll call it like Guardian.
So the idea behind this is that you can send a message from another account and change the key on your Candid wallet.
Yes, so the idea is that you can recover recover the account in case you lose your phone or you delete the app, and then you go to another interface, and then with your Guardian or recovery contact, you can change the owner if they sign it. I think I have trouble in the demo, maybe something I'm not running, but I think you get the idea. Here it's unknown, but I can call it like the mask Guardian. You can also remove a guardian in case you want to remove someone, let's say an ex-girlfriend. Um, you can see we have a classic transaction history. Something actually quite complex that took us some time to get is multi accounts for contract wallets. So the idea is that we cannot guarantee in the future the same address for a contract account on a different network. So what we did is that on the UI, every time someone wants to create an account, we specifically ask which chain they want to have their account on. So I'll say here, Mark uh, Optimism Gordley, and then we create their accounts, and we purposely never give the same address on a different chain. So if I went here and did the created on Gordley, I will get a different account. And we have a kind of different UI than EOAs. Like users cannot just like simply switch networks. They actually need to go to their account and select their account. So I'll show you here, Mark Corley, and it's always like a different address. We don't let users copy directly. We actually have a warning here as well, so that they don't consider the same address on a different network. It says like basically smart contract wallets are independent, even in terms of security. You can think of a safe. If you have a safe on with 3 owners on mainnet, it can never be the same on, for example, Optimism. And then we have another warning here. So once they copy, they should like know that this is only for this network. We're just practicing on testnet. Technically, we're going to only release on Optimism for now. And hopefully once we are ready to support another chain, we will be ready with this UX experience. What else? Yeah, you can something to take into consideration for others who are building smart contract wallets. We know that if you're sending ETH to an exchange, especially from I don't have ETH here, but especially from a contract account on layer 2, they're not going to support native currency, so it's going to be lost. So we have warnings. I'm not going to show it to you here, but we do have warnings in case they're sending ETH. If they're sending ERC20, it does work fine. So this is an ERC20, and Yeah, it would be something like that. So we do have one here. The person I'm sending to has a wallet that supports Optimism, Corley network. And then the other warning is basically I'm not sending to an exchange if they're sending ETH on Optimism. Um, yeah, that's it. Something interesting is that I didn't show you is that you can pay gas in ERC20. So we'll be supporting a stablecoin. I don't know about USDC, but hopefully you can support as many.
Is
You
that
can,
4337?
yeah, that's using
Perfect.
Paymasters on 47 years. Um, so
So one thing I
that's,
want to ask, when
yeah,
you copy your address, it just copies the raw hex, right?
it does, yes.
Have you considered using the 681 URLs that embed the chain ID? Because that might be a way of, I don't know how well supported they are in other wallets, but that might be a good way to make sure that you only send on the correct chain.
I wasn't aware of it. What is it? What's the number?
EIP 681.
Six. Okay, I'll take a look. Is it the same as Gnosis are using?
I'm not sure. I've never used Gnosis.
Okay,
But if you
okay.
look at that little blob, just scroll up a little bit there. Yeah, so you can. Oh, there it is. So Ethereum schema prefix, target address, and then optionally chain ID. So if you make it the default to include the chain ID when you copy the link, that might be helpful.
Yeah, I think that would be quite helpful. We'll have to try it with different wallets and see if they support it. Um, okay, yeah, thanks a lot. I'll take a look at this. We're definitely worried that. I mean, for now we're only on Optimism, but we're definitely worried if someone sends to another network and we're not supporting it, then we we don't let users export their seed phrase as part of the experience of using the wallet. If someone does it, I'm not sure if you can help them or not. Maybe you can have a special build for them. So yeah, we're trying just to avoid that at all costs.
I'm curious with the cross-chain use case where each wallet has a different address across chains and can't have the same address across chains. What led you guys to use that implementation as opposed to using a factory on each chain that made it such that each wallet could have the same address across chains?
You could have it, but what if, for example, there's the contract got upgraded? For example, we're using the entry point contract, which is deployed on 47, and there might be future upgrades where uh, there maybe it's security wise or maybe it's gas efficiency. So any upgrade that happened to your contract today and then in the future we release to another network, then we cannot guarantee the same address.
Interesting.
And
Is the entry point the contract that's deploying these wallets?
No, the entry point doesn't deploy the wallets. The user deploys the wallet. We're basically running on Safe, um, and it's a special version of Safe to make it compatible with 487.
Interesting. And so why would an upgrade to the entry point cause wallet addresses to change if the entry point isn't the deployer?
Specifically, it could also be an upgrade uh, to Safe itself. So we could, let's say, Safe have a new upgrade, a version 1.4. Um, you cannot guarantee the same address for a new network.
Got
Also,
it.
same with the notice we have recovery, and the signer could change. So let's say a user loses their wallet and then have a new phone, they recover and they have a new signer to the address.
Got it. And then
Um,
you wouldn't be able to recover the original key and deploy
exactly.
it. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. So because of upgradability and because of recovery is what makes the cross-chain same addresses difficult.
Yes.
Very cool.
there's also I think it happened to a Gnosis safe where they changed the keys on mainnet, but on like to get it to the same address, you have to deploy it initially with the same keys that the first wallet was initially deployed with, because the constructor arguments are appended onto the end of the bytecode. So that's also kind of a security issue if you want to use the same address. So it's probably a really good idea to use different addresses on each chain.
Yeah, makes sense.
Exactly, yeah.
I'd argue for privacy reasons as well. These things are actually better to go different directions because there's oftentimes implicit assumptions that are being made because of these types of like address things on the dApp side. So like, for example, in sign in with Ethereum today, there's an assumption that the account that you sign in with is also the account that you're going to use funds from if you're logging into like a DeFi protocol. And that's because of the way the API has been designed and because the account is being reused, even though it's not necessary for that.
Interesting. I wasn't aware of that. Cool. I think that's it. That's all the features that we have. Also, the last thing is the bundle calls. I cannot have a demo right now, but essentially any dApp can use the multi-call that we have, and they can offer a one-click experience. So the classic case is approve and deposit. Instead of doing it one by one, you can do it in a single TX. And we're working with like a few dApps so that they can support it. If if anyone is interested to look, we have everything open source, from client to contracts to we're even building a bonder, which is a piece of software that's going to operate in the P2P mempool of 4TC7 in Python. So if you're interested to contribute to that software as well, then yeah, please let me know.
Awesome. Thanks for presenting. I'm really excited about Candid. I think it might be my wallet once it's deployed. So
Awesome.
yeah. Great. Thanks, everybody. I think that's about all we had to discuss today. We'll see you all in about a month.
I was just wondering if I could ask if anyone had information on resources for wallet proposals on 4337.
Sorry, can you repeat again?
I know that there's an open round for account abstraction proposals. I was trying to find resources about how to write a successful proposal.
I think I don't specifically have specific resource to how to write a good proposal, but maybe others might have, and I would be happy to take a look as well and then give you feedback. We did make a proposal as well, and we asked feedback from like others in the space, and that was helpful. So I can also like help you out.
Thank you. That's awesome.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, everybody. See you.
Thanks.